Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of TKC Today. I'm your host, April. Today is Tuesday. That means that yesterday was Monday, and tomorrow will be Wednesday. It's still the month of June, and today is the 9th. The year is 2020, and the season is spring. Hi everybody, April here. I'm out on Irondequoit Creek in my kayak with my dog Nova. The weather has gotten nice and warm, and that means that I'm going to be spending lots of time in, on, or near the water. You might be too. Water can be a lot of fun, and it can help keep you nice and cool when the weather gets hot. But there are some important safety rules that you should follow. The first one and most important rule is that you shouldn't ever go out in the water by yourself. Whether you're swimming in a pool, going out in a lake or pond, or just walking by a river, it's always a good idea to have somebody else with you. I like to kayak here because there are lots of other people who kayak here too, and there's always people around if I need help. The next important thing to remember is that how well you swim should determine where you go. If you're not a very good swimmer, you should try and stick to the shallow end of the pool. You may not know it by looking at this picture, but this water is actually pretty shallow right here. I'm a pretty good swimmer, but I'm not the greatest kayaker. So if something were to happen and I were to fall out of my kayak, I can actually touch the bottom right here. So it'll be easier for me to get to a safe spot. If you're not a very good swimmer, or you can't swim at all, then you should be using some sort of flotation device to help keep you safe while you're in the water. If you're out on a boat, then you should always be wearing a life jacket, no matter how good of a swimmer you are. This is the life jacket that I wear every time I go out in my kayak. Nova wears a life jacket too, just to be safe. Water can be very dangerous. It can make things very slippery. So that's why it's important to never run on a pool deck or even by a river or a lake. Areas near the water are always slippery when they're wet, so you need to be careful. This sign also says no horseplay. That means that you shouldn't be pushing people, dunking other people under the water, or doing things that might make it harder for other people to swim. You might think you're just playing, but it's important to remember that water can be dangerous, so we always need to be safe and follow the rules. If you're outside, it's also important to remember to wear sunscreen. You might be nice and cool in the water, but the sun can still burn your skin. If you're outside and you hear thunder, that means that lightning is going to follow. You need to get out of the water and get inside as soon as possible. Even if you're having a really good time, it can be a bummer to go inside when you're out on the water having a good time. But lightning is very dangerous and can really hurt you. So you need to listen to adults when they say it's time to go in. Finally, anytime you're outside, you need to remember to respect the wildlife that shares the outdoors with you. If you see birds or other animals, make sure that you give them space and you can look, but you don't need to touch. If you remember to follow these rules, you should have lots of fun enjoying the water.